Hey everybody, man, I'm here to tell you guys some shit. I'm going to tell you about a movie I saw just a little while ago, and I'm going to tell you about this movie because you're never going to get to see the movie due to the fact that you have to be an interdimensional fucking time traveler like me to see this movie because it happened in an alternate reality during a DMT trip when I was in a dream state. So you're not going to be able to see this movie because it's so badass that it's in another reality. I saw it. It was badass. I'm going to tell you about it because it was fucking sweet. Pretty much, yeah, I've been having dreams lately that are totally psychedelic, reality-based dreams. That, you know, when you watch something in a dream, like, it's not like you're watching it with your eyes, it's like you're experiencing it, like you know what's happening, you're not really seeing what's happening. It's pretty much like that. This was like... First of all, let me just say a while back I kind of confirmed the existence of alternate dimensions. We have this like membrane theory where alternate realities are overlapping each other and kind of every possibility exists, you know. And when you make something happen, it kind of warps you into a different reality. That's how the people think The Secret works. It's like if you will yourself to want something hard enough, it manifests it. And what that does, it actually doesn't make your reality change. It shifts you into another reality. I don't know if that's true or not, but this was like a while back I had this dream that, well, it was like Christmas time, or it was a little after Christmas. I was living in my old house that I used to live in, that I bought when I was like 20-something. So it was a reality where I was still living in this house now, where I never moved out. And there's all these, like, in this reality, when you decorate for Christmas, you don't decorate like we do here. We like put up these posters that have Christmas-themed posters, like, you know, like the Coca-Cola ads with the polar bears, or not polar bears, but they had like all these Christmas-themed Coca-Cola things. Like they had some posters of that, and some other kind of posters that I'd put up on my wall, because that's how you decorated for Christmas in this reality. It's different from ours. And I was taking them down because it'd been so long, like when you leave your Christmas decorations up too long, you know. I don't know if it was like July, which is when I had the dream. It was this month, yeah. But it was too late for Christmas. I think the reality was slightly time shifted forward or backwards about 6 months, or maybe not that long, because I just know it was nearer to Christmas time than it is now, probably. But it was weird because I knew what was going to happen in the dream because I had memories. I was logged into another character. I was me in another reality with all my memories intact, and I remember putting up the posters because I knew what posters were underneath it. There was like layers of posters. I was taking the Christmas ones down and they had like some other decorations underneath that I knew what was going to pop up. I don't know now because when you dream something, it disappears pretty much immediately. But I remember knowing what was going to be underneath because I remember putting the posters up on top of it. So it's like I was kind of psychic in the dream, but not really, because it was just me remembering shit that happened to me in another reality. Does that make any sense? It's almost like maybe that explains what psychic abilities are, is when you see alternate possibilities in other realities from dreaming, you know what could happen if so dominoes fall into effect and take place, you know. But anyway, this movie I saw last night was badass. It was about aliens. Like, I don't know if this was a reality where it happened and then there was a movie inside the reality, or if it was a movie inside of a movie. But aliens had pretty much come down and started to conquer the planet. And they were doing this, it was really weird. It was kind of like, you know how the war in Iraq and Afghanistan is kind of like over there, nobody cares, it's just happening over somewhere far away. The aliens were attacking the west coast of the United States, and everybody else on the east coast was kind of like, I don't really care, it's happening over there. And nobody would really do anything, right? It's crazy, like aliens would come down and nobody gives a shit. I don't know if that would really happen, but it was pretty trippy. And like, the aliens had these guns, and like, when they shot their guns, it was like blue energy blasts. So when you would see people fighting, you wouldn't see any blue blasts. So I'm like, why is nobody fighting the aliens? Or why are the aliens not shooting back? And it's like the people started fighting each other, sort of, because they were getting in the way, or they were fucking things up, and the army was trying to keep them from coming in and fighting and shit. But then they finally got to where they had to make this campaign to get people to go fight the aliens, to like make them want to kill, because they were advertising like this is a free chance for you to kill things without having repercussions. You know, it's not murder if you kill an alien. You get packs of your friends together and it'd be fun, you know, get all these guns and it'll be like a video game. And like they're trying to advertise it with this movie they made inside this dream I was having, and it's pretty crazy. And they were showing like the aliens. They were doing this tactic where they would burn trees, and the Earth was running out of oxygen because they were burning so many trees and forests and shit. And like the Earth kind of got pissed and came alive. Like there was this Gaia sort of thing that the humans were in contact with that was helping them out, and it would like make all these crazy plants do shit. Like ferns would be like these giant ferns that would come alive. Like the aliens didn't know because they were like stealth ferns, camouflage, and they would like grab aliens and they would do shit with them with the ferns, and they would let them go, and then the humans would kick their ass and shit. It was totally badass. And there were all kinds of different kinds of aliens. Like they would kick your ass unless you were like really good with guns and you knew how to use them and you knew the weaknesses of the aliens. Like if you knew where to shoot the alien and you were good enough with a gun that you could do it, then it'd be easy. You could take them down no problem. But they were like blue Avatar kind of aliens, but they were like way bigger. They were like 20 feet tall instead of 8 feet tall. And they were like these kinds that like their heads would open up kind of like a gecko, or what's that lizard that does that? And like that'd be your weak spot, you know. You have to shoot them with their head exposed. And there were some aliens that were like invisible unless they got cold or something, or when they started detecting heat. I think they were heat detecting aliens, but once they got cold or something, they started moving, then you could see them. It's pretty weird. I'm thinking there was something else I was supposed to talk about that was really important with this dream. Now it's starting to slip away. What the hell was I doing? I think it was about what I was doing in the dream. Oh, yeah, the best part. Like, there's this black dude, right? I think he was part of the group that I was experiencing, that I was in. And he got injured or something, and, like, this guy, a plant earth thing that was, like, doing stuff. We figured out how to tap into this healing ability where it would, like, take people back in time through their DNA sequences. Like, they would take you back before you were injured. And this black dude, apparently he had had polio or some kind of really crippling disease when he was little. So it kept healing him and healing him back till he was a fucking baby. And it just kept twisting his spine around and stuff, trying to fix him, and it couldn't do it. And his legs were all twisted and shit. And we could, like, hear him mentally communicating with us saying, you know, stop this, I don't want to go back, and don't do this and shit. And we're telling him, like, you know, now modern advancements in medicine and stuff is going to be able to fix your polio way earlier, because he'd experienced his childhood where he was like crippled in a wheelchair and everybody making fun of him and all this shit when he was like 1 or 2 years old, and like a little kid. Well, not 1 or 2, you wouldn't know anything, but like his whole childhood was pretty much fucked up because he had this disease from when he was a baby. And we're telling him, no, we can fix it now when you're a baby, and you won't even go through any of that again, and you have a whole new life. You get to grow up again, because it rewound him all the way back to when he was a fucking baby. It was pretty crazy. I mean, that was some shit right there. But there wasn't really a whole lot of me fighting aliens and experiencing awesome battles and shit. It was just me like watching everybody not give a shit. And like I went to this big overhead view where I'm kind of like floating above the earth and I'm seeing it. And the fucking president had this strategy where he was like, there's all these fires coming easterly across the United States or whatever, and he was just going to like put a line of nukes down the middle and just like cordon everybody off, everybody like evacuate, and we're just going to nuke a line just to stop the fires from spreading any farther, you know. It's pretty drastic measures, but I guess that would be the only thing you could do. I don't know, it was just awesome. So that was a pretty good movie. I don't know what it was called, but it was in another dimension. You'll never get to see it. It's a shame, but pretty awesome.